Hey y'all, welcome back to A Soulful Tea. And on this episode, I'm going to discuss some series that I've watched in 2024. Just a disclaimer, a few of these series were not created in 2024. They may have been created years ago, but I am not a big TV person, so in 2024 is when I watched the series. I hope that you guys enjoy this episode. Please leave a comment if you have other series that you will like me to check out or that you enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Dear Mama, the saga of Afeni and Tupac Shakur is inspirational and eye-opening. I've always admired Tupac, but most of all, this series made me realize that revolutionaries can be born and show up in different forms of art. Afeni stood on business when raising her children. And in this documentary, it highlights the complex bond between Tupac and Afeni. It also highlights Afeni's role in the Black Panther Party as an activist, while reflecting on the rise to fame of Tupac. If you want to learn more about what life challenges he faced that impact his music and what led to Afeni's career in activism, this series is a must watch. The next series that I recommend is a series titled You Don't Know Me. It is a British crime drama series, and it follows the story of a young man named Jomo, who is on trial for murder. What I find to be dope is that he decides to represent himself. He tells his side of the story, but he also discusses his troubled past and his relationship with the victim. This series made me wonder if he was guilty or innocent because of its unique storytelling approach. It focuses on themes like justice, truth, love, and betrayal, but also it gives the audience an idea of the deep psychological exploration of human condition. The next series is one of my ultimate favorites that I've watched a couple of times, and it's titled The Act. Joey King, who plays Gypsy Rose, is the main character. She was phenomenal in this miniseries. The series is based on a true story about Gypsy Rose Blanchard and the murder of her mother, Dee Dee. I don't want to give too much away, but I will say that Dee Dee fabricated that her daughter had multiple illnesses and disabilities. And in my opinion, the mother was unbearable. There was moments where I was clutching my invisible pearls. She was overprotective and extremely controlling. But she soon realized that she was losing power as Gypsy insisted on becoming independent. Sadly, Gypsy grew up believing she had these certain illnesses, but soon realized that she was never sick at all. It was so mind-blowing that her mother was able to convince even medical doctors that her daughter was ill, even though her daughter was perfectly healthy. This series is highly recommended. Joey King is an amazing actress. She did an amazing job. And I love series that are based on books. So I definitely recommend this one. Another British drama series based on a novel by Candace Carty Williams is Queenie. It's about Queenie Jenkins, a 25-year-old Black woman living in London. She struggles with her identity, relationships, and mental health. I love how it discusses her challenges of being a Caribbean descendant in a predominantly white society. This series is relatable as a Black woman. The film displays her relationship complications, her strained relationship with her family, and her search for self-acceptance. Overall, if you are looking for a series that focuses on feminism and the pressures faced by Black women, Queenie is definitely worth the watch. Another series that I enjoy watching is I May Destroy You. It's a series created by the talented, beautiful, amazing writer Michaela Cole. I admire her storytelling skills, and I have watched all of her creations from Chewing Gum. She also played in the episode in Black Mirror and Black Earth Rising. I May Destroy You explores themes like sexual assault, trauma, identity, relationships, and the complexities of consent. This series is raw and bold, and the characters are layered through dark humor. Michaela plays the character Arabella. She's unfiltered, she's funny, and she's relatable. This series is an example of today's cultural climate. It discusses racism, gender stereotypes, and the complexities of sexuality. The next series that my partner and I enjoyed is Supercell. It is directed by Herbert Winterstein, who I had no idea who he was until I watched this capturing series. The visuals are amazing. The series is about normal Black people who develop superpowers. It is packed with drama and action. While doing my research, I learned that this series was difficult to sell to the U.S. broadcasters, such as HBO, ABC, and FX. If you don't know what FX means, it means For Extended, which is a division of Disney Entertainment. I was not surprised by this information because almost anything that is uplifting and shows Black people in a different light will be denied most times. I believe the underlying message behind this film is deeper than just Black people having superficial powers. But that's a topic for another day. I also must mention that the ordinary Black people with superpowers also have sickle cell, which I thought was very unique because it also brings awareness to the audience about sickle cell anemia. Not a lot of people know what sickle cell is. Sickle cell anemia is a genetic disorder, which most commonly is found in people in African descent. I believe Winterstein incorporated this aspect into his characters to explore the social, ethical, and biological implications of the disease. Did you know that 1 out of 13 African Americans are born with the sickle cell trait? The simplest way I can explain what sickle cell is it's red cells that are usually round and flexible, but become rigid and shaped like a sickle or a crescent due to the lack of blood flow in the blood vessels. I have a sister who has the sickle cell trait, and I have a friend who actually has sickle cell. I've witnessed my friend go through very painful crises, which involves her dealing with intense pain within her chest area. And there was a time where she had to go to the hospital to get blood transfusions in order to increase her red blood cells. So it's definitely something that I think more people should be aware of, especially within the Black community. The next series that I recommend you watching is Reasonable Doubt. It is a drama series that focuses on a confident and successful criminal defense attorney, Jax Stewart. I must say, her outfits were dope. It was conservative, classy, yet sexy. I loved every outfit that she had worn. But let me get back to it. The show is set in LA. It's filled with courtroom drama. And Jax takes on her best friend's case. But she also is struggling with her relationship with her husband, who has had romantic entanglements. Her complications with her friendships and her family. She soon begins to question her choices after a legal case that makes her question her morality and her belief system. What I love most about this series is that this series portrays a Black family in a positive light. The two main characters are married. They are raising 2 children, which I believe keeps Jax and her husband grounded. It also influences their decisions and sense of self. The series portrays a close-knit Black family despite the challenges that they face. The series also touches on the legacy of generational trauma, which is often displayed in ways that fulfill the aspirations of previous generations. This series is a positive example of what many Black women in high-stress careers are faced with, both through their support systems and the challenges within their careers. Next up is my girl, Kerry Washington. I love this woman. She is just creative, sophisticated, classy, and she did an amazing job in Unprisoned, which is a comedy drama series which is centered around Poppy, who she plays. And she's a successful therapist and single mom. But her life changes when her estranged father, Ed, is released from prison after serving a long sentence. The series explores themes of family dynamics, healing, and the complexities of forgiveness. While this is a comedy, there is a blend of healing and redemption. It captures the messy and unpredictable nature of family trauma and growth. It uses humor as a way to cope with serious and difficult topics like personal transformation and the effects of incarceration on families. I love anything that represents Black people in a positive light. Like, I'm willing to support it. So the next series that I recommend is The Wonder Years. This series is a re-image of the classic 1988 series, but instead this series focuses on a Black family living in Montgomery, Alabama during the 1960s. This is a recommended family-oriented series. I watched a few of the episodes with my partner and his daughter, and they enjoyed it as well. The main character, Dean Williams, is a 12-year-old African-American boy navigating the challenges of growing up during the 1960s. If you are not aware, during the 1960s, the Civil Rights Movement took place. He faces issues with racism, stereotypes, and stigmas, but with the help of his family, he overcame a lot of those situations because they had ingrained resilience. They were having conversations about their previous experiences with racism. And I believe that this series is an example of what the Black family should be today. My favorite character is Kim Williams, which is the oldest sister of Dean Williams. She is played by Laura Kariaki, and she definitely gave off the 60s aesthetics in the sense of her style and how she carried herself. She represented the Black woman during the 1960s. Sadly, and not to my surprise, this show was canceled by ABC, so there won't be a second season. Some critics say that it was due to the lack of originality. In my opinion, I believe that there has been a normalization of underrepresentation of Black families and films due to the deeply ingrained systematic racial inequalities. There is a lack of positive representation behind the camera. And what I mean by that is when you don't have many Black creators in decision-making positions in the film industry, there will always be an overrepresentation of foolishness being pushed and an underrepresentation of positivity pertaining Black families or Black people in the entertainment industry. Now, I must say there has been a rise in the representation of Black families in the film industry. Thank you, Issa Rae. Thank you, Ava DuVernay. However, the representation of Black families still lag behind compared to other races of people. I will definitely share this series with my family members, especially my nieces and nephews, because I believe that representation is everything. And I recommend is Black Cake. It is a drama series based on the novel by Shermaine Wilkinson. It follows two siblings, Brian and Benny, who after the death of their mother, they discover a complex web of secrets about her past. They learn about her former life, which included her being involved in a mysterious Caribbean conspiracy, her immigration to the U.S., her hidden identity that she had kept from her own family. Through the unfolding of her own past, Benny and Brian also realize that they have to face some of their own past traumas and the ways in which family legacies shape their present. What captured my attention was the title itself, Black Cake, which is a traditional Caribbean dessert that serves multiple layers as a metaphor, secrets and truths within their family. The family is relatable, especially within the Black community and Black families, how secrets can impact one's life, but most of all for generations to come. The next series on my list is a popular one, Cross, which is a crime thriller TV series based on James Patterson's Alex Cross novels. Alex Cross is the main character. He is a detective, and he uses his mind to solve complex crimes while dealing with personal and professional challenges. Ironically, due to his high profile as a detective, his family becomes a target. I don't want to give too much detail because this is an ongoing series. But if you're into crime thrills, a series that has diverse themes like justice, loyalty, and morality, mixed with action, and are a fan of crime, drama, and psychological thrillers, this is a series for you. The next series on my list that I recently watched is titled Three Women, a drama series based on the novel written by Lisa Taddeo. This series focuses on three women who navigate the complexities of relationships, their desires, struggles, and personal growth. My favorite character is Sloane. She's a restaurant owner, and she has an unconventional relationship with her husband. Her story dives into the themes of sexual freedom, self-empowerment, and the challenges of maintaining an unconventional marriage while confronting her personal doubts and desires. The series focuses on themes that include female sexuality, identity, and empowerment. Sadly, I am getting to the end of this episode, down to the nitty-gritty. The last series that I recommend is Beyond Black Beauty. It is a docu-series which dives into the history and culture and influence of Black women who ride horses. It highlights the untold stories of Black women in horseback riding, shining light on their contribution to the sport and the community. Julie Dumont, played by Kayla Coleman, is strong-willed and a gifted horseback rider. Her life changes when her mother leaves her father, leaving behind their wealthy lifestyle in Europe to live on her mother's family ranch in Baltimore. This series is also a re-image of the original Black Beauty movie that came out in 1994. But you know, anything we do, we got to put a little sugar, a little spice to it, a little swaggy-daggy to it. This series offers a fresh perspective on Black communities, life changes, overcoming life challenges, and personal healing. Y'all, I had a lot of fun creating this episode. I enjoyed it doing the research. It was time consuming, but when I look back at my videos, I enjoy seeing the progress, the effort that I put into it, the creativity that I put into it, the work that I put behind it. If you have any commentary, any suggestions about series that you've watched, please leave a comment. Don't forget to like, hit that subscribe button, and please share my videos. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.